All right, I think it's time we did, Umi. And you fuckers know what I'm gonna say.
Donald.
Shut the fuck up. You fucking morons put Shiro into S tier when Umi is the only fucking physical character released who even has a chance to sit in S tier alongside some of the other characters. There's no fucking way either of you could possibly say Umi doesn't deserve S tier. Especially if Shiro is sitting on S tier when Umi is simply better in every fucking way. And don't fucking lie to me, Joe. I know for fucking certain that you like the way Umi looks. I know you think she's cute, you fucking weirdo, and aesthetically, she's a fucking marvel. Even her awakening outfit is dope as fuck. Even her third outfit looks fucking good. Everything about Umi is simply better in every way than Shiro. At this very moment, she is the best physical character currently released, period.
For fuck's sakes, Trump, are you ever gonna fucking drop it? Shiro is S tier because both me and Joe said she was S tier.
And I'm saying that even if you say she's S tier, that doesn't mean she is, dumb fucks.
She's S tier to us, Donald.
For fuck's sake, you're both fucking retarded. You both still can't tell me that Umi isn't S tier, and since Shiro is S tier. The only fucking place Umi is going is S tier as well. That would be fucking idiotic if Shiro sat on S tier, but Umi, who is physically better, doesn't. If you won't, I'm fucking leaving. I'm not going to fucking sit here and listen to you both tell me that Shiro is S tier, but Umi isn't.
Calm the fuck down, Donnie. We never said Umi wasn't S tier.
Yeah, you fucking retarded wig-wearing orange. We never said Umi was bad, like holy shit. Are you gonna jump to any more fucking idiotic conclusions?
I can't tell with you fucking guys. Obama over here knows fucking nothing, and Joe cares more about fucking children half the time and is always fucking forgetting the most basic fucking things.
Fuck you, Donnie. I said I know some things. I don't know only nothing, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, that's cool. So I'm going to assume that you both agree Umi is S tier.
Are we not going to say anything about her skills, Donnie?
You just fucking told me you have some knowledge past fucking supporting in this game, Obama. Are you fucking telling me right now that you aren't aware of what Umi does, despite basically fucking saying that you think she isn't a bad character? Is all you fucking do is listen to World Chat like a fucking moron? Those morons only know how to say whatever the fuck they want when it pleases them. There's something called Google, Obama. Go learn it for yourself.
Holy fuck, no. I don't just listen to World Chat. I've seen some of what she does through watching other people play her and reading some of her skill descriptions, but not all of them.
And what conclusion have you come up with for yourself then, Obama? Because Shiro doesn't beat her in damage.
I think, from what I've seen. Definitely at least A or S tier, but since you're nothing but a whiny baby, S tier.
Good, I was afraid you would say some other bullshit. So, Sleepy Joe, what do you think, huh? I know you can hear me, Sleepy Joe. What are your opinions on Umi?
I think she's also S tier alongside Shiro.
I didn't quite get that. I think you meant to say Umi is S tier alongside only Nemesis, because logically that's all there should be at this time in the list.
No, fuck you, you fat pig. I said alongside Shiro.
Who are you calling a fat pig?
You, obviously. Do you see any other fat pigs here? How many McDonald's quarter pounders do you order a day? 100?
Oh, I got a fucking quarter pounder right here, Sleepy Joe, but I don't think you can fucking take it.
What the fuck did you just say?
Oh, did you already forget, Sleepy Joe? That dementia of yours truly finds the best times to show up, doesn't it?
Fuck you.
Someone should call a janitor in here to clean up all the fucking dust falling from your fucking head, Joe.
Someone should come in here and pop the fucking balloon that keeps flapping its fucking lips louder than Hillary's pussy.
I'm gonna drone strike both of you if you don't stop fucking arguing.
What drone strikes, Obama? Do you still think you're president or something, you fucking moron?
Yeah, what the fuck, Obama?
You guys are clueless, aren't you? Don't you know that I stashed away some drones just for this moment?
Whoa, hold on, what the fuck?
Are you serious, Obama?
I'm 100% serious, so let's just get back to this tier list already, you fucking morons.
I'd nuke your ass faster than you could use them anyway.
You're literally fucking stupid. These drones would be on your door in less than 5 minutes. You wouldn't even have time to launch those nukes, you fucking clown.
Want to bet on that, you fucking faggot?
You're so dumb, Joe. You can't even fucking remember the codes, let alone use them. I'll fucking bomb your ass harder than I did those hospitals.
Holy shit, are you fucking insane? Joe, you can't launch fucking nukes just because of one person. Are you fucking retarded?
Okay, let's settle down. We have digressed way too far off topic here. Let's seriously get back to this tier list.
I actually fucking agree. I can't sit here and listen to any more of this shit.
All right, let's talk about Annabella.
Fuck, I don't have a lot of knowledge about Annabella, but from what I heard of her stars and from mostly her skill description, which is just a massive wall of text, by the way, she seems to be focused mostly on debuffs. Don't quote me on that, though. It seems to me that in the hands of a pro Annabella player, she brings out Flame Team's potential for damage with debuffs, while in the hands of casual players simply brings better damage. At the very least, she is a complete step up from the colossal failure that was Cobalt B.
I think calling her a debuffing character is accurate. Her skill description is divided between multiple different functions, and all of them do some form of debuff one way or another. And to add to what Donald said, I do think she does a generous amount of damage for flame teams. She deserves anything from A tier or higher. B tier or lower would be fucking retarded.
Funny you say that, Joe, when you literally gave Shiro S tier when she's not fucking important anymore. What with Umi literally right there?
Holy fuck, do you ever shut the fuck up about that?
You're just a hypocrite, Joe. I'm more convinced that Shiro is S tier because you like the fact that her ass is the only thing you can see with that tight bodysuit she wears.
That's not the...
Enough, oh my god. We are done talking about Shiro. Donnie, give it a fucking rest.
Whatever, man. You both suck. But before I say fucking anything about where she should be, I think her appearance deserves to be rated.
Well, not much to really guess. Her first outfit is literally a maid outfit, but I'm not hating. A girl in a maid uniform with a futuristic sniper rifle? That's fucking hot.
Absolutely agree with you, Obama. Annabella in a maid outfit sniping fools from afar, that's both hot and badass. I think the last time I saw a maid with a gun was in the anime Black Lagoon.
How many is that now? 15? You've basically liked every character's appearance we've rated, Joe. And also Black Lagoon was fire, I can agree. The maid in that anime was fucking crazy though, but still badass.
Anyway, I'd give her A tier. I like her appearance and outfit, but I'm just not set on her skills.
Then learn, Obama. It's not hard, bud. Anyway, I'd throw her into A tier. S tier at this stage is only if we all agree, right, Sleepy Joe?
Sure, Donald, sure. I'm okay with A tier. I still think she's badass, though.
No one said she wasn't, pal.
All right, next up then is Alice. All right, and before anyone starts talking about what she does, I want to draw attention to Alice's beauty. She is fucking stunning. In fact, in comparison to Meryl, Alice is a fucking goddess. Literally everything about Alice's outfits are fucking godly. I'd give her an S tier for that alone.
Holy shit, Obama, you are seriously down bad for Alice, aren't you?
And you're saying you're not?
Nah, I'm not complaining because I fucking agree. Alice is a goddess of fucking beauty. And that awakening outfit is just fuck. It's just fuck. It's just so fucking good. And her awakening outfit is like a transition between light and dark. Before she was a light goddess, then you swap to that awakening outfit and she is suddenly a dark goddess. Fucking pristine.
I absolutely agree with everything both of you have said.
Wow, how obvious.
Alice is fucking gorgeous, so much so that even though I wasn't a DPS player, I decided to pull for her just so I could look at her every now and then.
Well, now that we have properly admired Alice like a goddess, let's move on to her skills then, shall we?
Alice at 0 stars isn't much of anything. It's not until you push her to 1 star and later all 6 stars that she becomes the de facto best Frost DPS character for Frost teams. And there's no competition either. Alice is the best DPS Frost character currently out. In order to bring out Alice's potential as a casual player, the 1st star is essential. When using any Frost weapon skill with Alice in your party will summon Alice herself alongside you. Alice will then do the same skill you just used, effectively double casting skills which are fucking awesome. Not only that, but they further expand on this ability when you unlock her 3rd star. Now, when you discharge with Alice, you'll do more damage with Starry Night. And with her 5th star, increasing her normal attacks and spatial slice by a whopping 35%. Along with a buff to escape death and receive invincibility afterwards is fucking glorious. There's only one place Alice deserves to be, and that's fucking S tier.
I don't think anyone could disagree here this time. Alice is definitely an S tier character through and through.
Yep, I'm just going to slap her into S tier, no questions. She deserves it. All right, now let's move on to Lyra.
Lyra's appearance doesn't resonate with me, so let's just skip it.
Her appearance is pretty good. What the fuck?
Yeah, I wasn't asking you, Joe. You like all of them, you fuck. Also, I can only say that I think Lyra's awakening outfit looks a bit cooler. And yeah, sure, she looks good too. However, aside from that, don't care. Let's move on to her skills.
So stupid, honestly.
What was that?
Nothing, man. You're just hearing things.
Whatever you say.
All right, guys, so for Lyra's gameplay, her main and most important mechanic is her skill Forgiveness Guard. It has many different functions, but on its own. Forgiveness Guard will generate a shield for yourself, which is active regardless of whatever resonance you choose to use. However, things start to change once you go down her resonance paths. I won't go crazy, but the short version is, DPS resonance will grant you 30% shields of your max HP when hitting targets. Balance resonance will grant passives based on your HP, and fortitude resonance will heal you for 2% of max HP when hitting targets for 20 seconds. There is one more function, which is when you are running benediction. Essentially, this changes the mechanics of Lyra a bit by removing the original passives with a new passive buff called Blessed Guard. By default, when active, will increase teammates' max HP by 10%, which is very nice to have. Also, Lyra's skill will be replaced with another, and will now grant shields to yourself and your team. Also, another function of this ability is the pillars Lyra drops when she uses her skill. She can use her skill up to 3 times before cooldown. Generating these pillars will cause 2 orbs that heal and deal damage that will bounce between each pillar. The placement of these pillars will separate you from trash Lyra players and good Lyra players. No one wants pillars that are so far apart they do nothing, and no one wants the pillars in a place that's not convenient to reach. Basically, don't fucking place them on the other side of the planet. Now, I mainly run Benediction Lyra, so I can't speak in depth about the other uses, but overall, as someone who pulled for Lyra, I can say that if you are intending to use it for tanking or even DPS, she is good. Although, compared to DPS, tanking with Lyra is infinitely better since DPS Lyra isn't fucking crazy or anything. It's not bad, but the only way I see DPS Lyra being useful is if you playing support and you can't afford to waste slots on a DPS character specifically.
Hold on, Obama. Isn't balance resonance totally fucking useless compared to the other 3? I was just looking at her description again, and it totally seems like balance is ass. Like you need to be basically dead to benefit from it.
Yeah, I don't know fucking anyone who uses balance resonance, honestly. You would need to be fucking crazy to think that shit is useful. Honestly, I'm pretty sure people only use benediction resonance.
Sounds about right to me. As I said earlier, Lyra's DPS ain't great, but as a support, she would deal far more damage compared to any of your other supports unless you're running Nemesis in your lineup.
Personally, I have a problem with Lyra mains.
And what would that be, Joe? Because I would honestly like to know.
As a tank player, every time I have a Lyra on my team, they just can't fucking do their job properly when it comes to supporting.
And whose fault is that? Yours or the Lyra main? Because you still have to fucking move into Lyra's pillars to get healed, Joe. You can't just sit on your ass all the time. In this game, you need to at least move somewhat. You need to be aware of your surroundings, most of all as a tank player, because you're trying to prevent your team from receiving the brunt of the boss's attacks.
No fucking shit, smartass. I know what a tank's job is. But it changes fucking nothing if the healer isn't giving me any support and is just throwing out crappy pillars in bad spots.
Yeah, pillar positions are important, Donnie.
Now, hold on, Obama. Joe, where are the Lyra mains you hate so much placing the pillars most of the time?
Behind the boss.
Are you serious, Joe?
Yeah, I think he is, Obama. Even though you're the tank, Joe, it doesn't mean you're the only one who needs healing. No one ever receives no damage when fighting a boss. DPS and healers are still going to get hit most of the time. Not just you.
What does that have to do with what I said, though, Donnie?
If Lyra players are placing pillars behind the boss, it's most likely because they are trying to give healing to the DPS players who are obviously behind the fucking boss. Also, if that Lyra main is worth their fucking salt, they would probably be running Coco as well. So if you place Lyra's pillars to support the DPS players who get damaged occasionally, whether big or small, then they can use Coco's discharge to heal you while the pillars support the others. And also, if the DPS needed more healing, they can move their ass over to Coco's discharge unless they are brain dead.
And all of this doesn't change the fact that as a tank main, you need to still be fucking moving, at least somewhat. How else are you going to phantasm, eh, Sleepy Joe?
Fuck you, Donnie. You're always trying to pick a fight with me just to piss me off.
Nah, that's not true. You're just fucking retarded most of the time, so it's easy. Anyway, having said all we can for Lyra, I think A tier is a decent placing for her, given all she can dish out and her complexity.
I was thinking S tier, Donnie. You know those life shields saved your ass more times in Void Abyss than you care to admit.
Huh? I didn't quite hear you there, Obama. Did you say something that sounded completely false, or was I bugging out?
Fuck you.
Sorry, Obama, but I think she's A tier as well.
You fucking bitch. Don't bring your personal experience into this tier list. You fucking hanging skeleton.
Yo, you fucking hypocrite. You voted Shiro into S tier and you're saying that fuck you, Obama?
Oh my god, not that again. Fine, fuck it. I put her into A tier, but I don't like it one bit. Alright, I think we can finally talk about Lynn.
Automatically S tier.
Whoa, really? I think she might be a bit overrated.
Sounds like a shit take, Obama.
The only thing good about Lynn is the fact that she has multiple variations of her skill based on resonance, and her off-field damage is good.
Obama, I have a present for you. It's just right here in my pocket. It's this L. Hold on to it because that was perhaps the biggest pile of fucking bullshit I have heard yet. And that's coming from the fact that I absolutely hated the Shiro placement. The fact that you said what you did proves you know fucking nothing about what Lynn does. There's no way you're convincing us otherwise, Obama. Lynn is S tier, period. End of story.
Oh my God, whatever, just more Lynn Simps. S tier then.
Don't cry, it's the truth.
Anyway, next up we have Fenrir.
Fenrir is a bona fide god at Shatter at the moment. Perhaps the best currently released. Don't at me.
No, I think that's probably the case. Fenrir's Shatter is cracked even with her values being nerfed. It's hard to say otherwise, honestly.
Agreeable statement. Ever since Fenrir came out, all I have seen are Fenrir players, some of which aren't even Volt mains. They just pulled her for that crazy Shatter. It's fucking nutty.
Speaking of Volt mains, Fenrir is S tier for that reason. Fenrir is the best Volt currently released and works wonders alongside Tian Lang. Her ability to do damage with her 1-star boosted skill, Oral Fever, is fucking amazing. Plus, with her Shatter so high, everything she does is prime Shatter potential, although her dodge attack is perhaps her best Shatter move. Speaking more on her skill, it's fucking cracked to all hell. You use her skill once. It creates a zone that reduces enemy defenses across the board, and then you can immediately follow up into her more damaging move, Oral Fever. And then if you use a dodge attack right after your first Oral Fever, you can then initiate another Oral Fever again for more damage. The rest of her stars are just flavor on top. Her 3rd star makes it so that every time you lose 45% HP or use Oral Fever, the zone will emit a shockwave that deals good damage. Her 5th star increases the damage of the musical notes and creates an additional method of causing her shockwaves. And her 6th star is literally more crit rate, which is just the fucking cherry on top. I also want to bring attention to one of her most useful passives, and that's her Escape Death passive that allows you to survive an attack that would otherwise kill you. The funny thing is, if you're a suicidal maniac using Tian Lang, gaining the passive is fucking ridiculously easy, even after you have just survived a one-shot just before. Amazing character.
So S tier then?
Yes, S tier, Obama?
Of course, S tier, that's Shatter nutty, bro. Also her appearance.
Okay, well, anyway, moving on to Lan next, I think, guys. So, guys, Lan literally just came out, so I'm not completely up to speed on what she does. I will, however, say that compared to other Flame characters. Her attacks, skill, and discharge are awesome to witness, both playing her or as a third party.
So I have some basic knowledge, and I went ahead and learned a bit more just now while you were talking. Lan can be used for both damage and tanking. In fact, Lan can be used for both at the same time, even if you're not a DPS, though you will only see a big difference in damage if you're going for all her stars.
Well, no shit.
Okay, shut the fuck up. I'm not done. Since I'm only a tank player, I'm only going to mention her tanking capabilities. So talking about her Fortitude Resonance right away. When you use any skill, you will taunt an enemy for 2.5 seconds. Let me re-clarify that. Any skill that you have currently equipped with will taunt an enemy without fail. So basically, if you swap to your next character, and with a little bit of timing and rotation on your part, that effectively means you can taunt an enemy multiple times in relatively quick succession, and most importantly, whenever you fucking please. As long as you have a skill to use on any character with Lan equipped with Fortitude that is a front row seat to an easy taunt, and it's not that bad for keeping aggro either. Lan's aggro seems to be very effective even with high DPS players attacking the boss. Now when you actually use her skill, Lan will do some damage. However, more importantly, she will erupt a zone around her that will give you and your team hyper body and receive 40% reduced damage. Not only that, but in case you wish to extend this effect, although sort of tedious and doesn't help much, you can use your aerial hold attack to constantly refresh the zone's duration for as long as you have stamina.
So, Lan as a tank character specifically gives the team a wide range of reduced damage and the ability to trade hits. I think overall, as a tank, she would be incredibly helpful in Void Abyss. Reducing how much damage you take is essential for certain bosses. 40% ain't a small number.
Yeah, 40% reduced damage is almost on the same level as some of the buffs to get in Void Abyss as well. Combine that with any specific element damage reduction and the support buff that reduces damage for the whole team, and that's fucking killer. Who can say no to that?
Definitely not those stuck on Gaia, that's for sure. That 40% reduction would be a fucking lifesaver in a scenario where just a little bit less damage saved your fucking ass. I see that as an absolute win in my book.
I glanced over her advancements. But is it right to assume that her stars just increase her overall damage potential?
Yeah, that's all her stars do, it seems. It's good if you want to push more damage if you're tanking with her. More if you're going for a full flame setup. Ruby, Annabella, and Lan. Although, to be fair, Lynn, Annabella, and Lan aren't that much worse. I think it's only worse by 2 or 3% at most. I'm in favor of Lynn, to be honest, since I like Lynn's passives more.
All right, so I think having said that, I think we have to be a little lenient here since she is still fresh. Let's say A tier until we learn more. She might even be S tier.
Sounds fair. I'm good for that 40% reduced. I need more Lans in my party.
I'll agree, I guess. Lan is super crazy A tier until otherwise.
All right, well, let's fill out some of the ranks here since we haven't done the male characters at all. Where do you guys think they go?
King, Crow C tier, Zero D tier, and Tian Lang at B tier.
No way is Tian Lang at B tier, Joe. That's just stupid. A tier at best.
How can you say that when the dude is literally unplayable for the majority?
Sounds like a skill issue. Tian Lang is only for the good players who put in the time and the effort to deal with his suicidal combat. And it's pretty clear that ain't you, Sleepy Joe.
Fuck you. You're nothing more than an ape with a weird haircut.
I'm going to agree with Donald on this. Tian Lang, despite literally killing himself in combat, still pushes Volt's DPS to absurd degrees. Especially if you got his matrices paired with him.
All right, having said that, I think King and Zero D tier and Crow on B tier with Tian Lang on A tier.
Wait, why is Zero on D tier, Donnie?
His buffing is great, but that's literally all. Like, literally that's all. Unlike Claudia, Zero's main thing is the 3 things that he does, which both happen to be buffing.
I mean, Claudia is literally the same in some respect. Zero is just without any major damage potential. C tier at best, Donnie.
Fine, for fuck's sake. I don't have the capacity to argue over these useless characters. King D tier, Zero C tier, and Crow B tier. And before anyone asks why Crow is B tier, Crow and Samir were matched back at the beginning. It just depended on preferences. Crow was only useful once he had all his stars, and even then, you have to play him a certain way, especially after his jetpack style got nerfed. Rest in peace, Jetpack Crow, you will be missed. Anyway, that's why he's B tier alongside Samir.
Fuck, well, this is it, I guess. The last character we have is Ruby.
Finally, I can't believe you saved Ruby for last.
Yeah, because you are going to be a fucking creep over her.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Like, what the fuck?
Are you saying a normal person wouldn't find her cute?
Don't fucking compare yourself to someone else. You, the guy who sniffs people's hair, I mean specifically children's hair. Hearing you utter fucking anything to do with a child is immediately fucked up.
There's nothing wrong with saying that Ruby is cute, especially with that bunny outfit. That hood with the long ears running along the back, those extra straps that extend down, those cute little orange balls on either side of Ruby's face. And her awakening outfit is even better. The bunny ears are longer, she's no longer wearing that hood, and the bandage over her eye is gone, so now you can see her cute little face. The orange balls are gone, replaced with little white gadget-looking things.
Enough. Oh my God, stop before I call Chris Hansen to investigate your old skeleton ass.
I can't unhear what I just heard.
I don't get the fucking problem. It wasn't anything bad.
No, Joe, coming from your mouth, it was the most fucked up thing I've heard in decades.
Holy shit, Donnie, do you remember when he sniffed that child?
Oh my God, Obama, don't bring up that fucked up shit.
Fuck you both. You're always picking on me for things that aren't meant in that way.
You're the one talking about a child in that weird, creepy fucking way, Joe.
Oh, you're one to talk. You literally bombed nurseries. As Trump said when we played Apex that one time, your whole fucking presidency is your fucking garbage piece of shit Obamacare and using fucking drone strikes on hospitals. Fuck you.
And your presidency has been nothing but stutter. You literally walk up to a fucking conference, and as soon as the words leave your mouth, you forget everything you were gonna say. Didn't bring your cue cards to work that day? Need a fucking ghostwriter for everything, Sleepy Joe?
What about you, McDonald Dump? All you fucking accomplished was that partially built fucking pile of concrete you call a wall at the border of Mexico and made an agreement with those retards over in North Korea. Wow, how impactful.
It was impactful, fucking retard, yet as soon as you took office, everything I did went out the window. How do you convince yourself at night that you're doing fucking anything for this country?
I'm more convinced that you stuffed yourself with McDonald's burgers and successfully gained 50 pounds than anything you ever did as president.
Funny you say that, because I think you need McDonald's, Sleepy Joe. Because you're gonna need all those preservatives if you want to survive your first 4 years, you fucking decaying buffoon.
Enough holy shit. When did this turn into a political debate?
For fuck's sake, we need to finish this tier list. Ruby is our last fucking character to rate. We are ignoring her appearance.
But
I swear, Joe, if you say anything else about Ruby, I'm going to drone strike all your favorite ice cream shops. Say bye-bye to your chocolate ice cream.
Okay, I won't say anything about her appearance.
That's great. Now let's move on.
Fucking finally, all right, Ruby's skills. So Ruby has been out for a while, and I've learned quite a bit about her from multiple sources. Ruby is one of the few characters where using your normal attack chain is pretty good and is a viable strategy in between rotations and burst combos. Her kit's garnered mixed opinions, but I think in certain situations her lockdown zone move that traps an enemy is fantastic for grounding agile enemies. DPS-wise, it's bad, but that's not why you're using it anyway. And her aerial combo is useful as well. Not so much for the damage, but using the aerial aggro bug for most enemies. Using Ruby like Samir, you can keep enemies aggro without them doing anything, allowing for DPS players to deal damage without hazard.
Also, I think her dodge skill is useful for drawing in enemies as well as taunting.
That's true, but the taunting doesn't work in teams, unfortunately. If it did, she'd be a pretty broken tank character, ironically. I mean, if you think about it, no tank characters out yet. Even Lan, to some degree, can't simply taunt whenever they please. Lan has the restriction of requiring fortitude to activate it, and you still need a weapon skill to taunt enemies. Ruby, on the other hand, would only need to use a dodge attack. Dodge charges are annoying, but not the same as a literal cooldown of upward to 15 or more seconds in most cases.
Isn't the taunt aimed at the doll, though? Does that count as a traditional taunt, or...?
Doesn't matter. As a tank, your job is to draw aggro away from DPS anyway, regardless of the form you do it in. You did your job right if aggro isn't on the DPS or support. Besides, using Ruby and using her doll to taunt still counts as you. So even if the taunt is aimed at the doll, it's still aggroed to you.
Guess that's cool. Sadly, it doesn't work in teams, though.
But in non-instances like world bosses, it will be as long as you aren't in a team. If you're a random Ruby player running tank mains, then you can taunt endlessly because the restriction isn't applied if you're alone.
That's a good point. It would work in that scenario, wouldn't it? I guess in that case, it isn't entirely a one-sided skill in that case. Of course, you would at least know that, Joe.
Don't start with me. You know I wouldn't pass up something that enables tanks to do better in situations.
Don't oversell yourself, Joe. Between the three of us, you're the only one who uses the Ruby Simulacra skins. Both Shirley and Ruby, actually. I don't want to imagine what you do when using those skins. And now that Inners is finally out, I really hope I can sleep safely tonight without such imaginations creating me nightmares.
Fuck's sakes. I bet you dream about munching on burgers while your slave laborers make you the biggest wall ever, and your nightmares are probably about how you failed this country with your inflated ego.
Oh yeah, well I bet you dream about all the children you're going to sniff.
All right, cut it out. You guys can't go 2 seconds without insulting each other. Her skill seems pretty high maintenance, but if you can get over that hurdle, I think it beefs up her damage despite it being relatively nerfed.
Yeah, I suppose so. She received quite a big nerf, actually. But if you can block that event out of your mind, Ruby's damage can double or even triple in numbers if you work around her skill. It's actually not too difficult against one enemy, but multiple might feel like a chore or even tedious sometimes. Basically, when you use her skill, you'll shoot out multiple projectiles alongside a cube that will bounce between enemies dealing burn and debuffing them with a burn or hot mark that'll increase damage with flame weapons by a good amount. Well, not by a good amount, but by a lot, actually. I think the stars might be necessary to dish out those higher numbers. But anyway, the rotation loop as a flame team basically consists of using Ruby's skill and applying her burn and debuffs, then using another flame character to benefit from what Ruby's skill did. Ironically, the old method was to use Cobalt at 6 stars alongside Ruby, but now the better character would definitely have to be Annabella. The biggest thing I have about Ruby's skill is that cube that bounces off enemies. It can be annoying if you miss it when it bounces back at you, since it can literally just shoot off into the distance, becoming fucking useless for the entire rest of its duration. Amazing.
Sounds like a skill issue, Donnie. Use Ruby long enough and it should be easy to maneuver around and keep it bouncing properly.
Oh, I'm sure, Sleepy Joe. Maybe if I used her as long as you have, since you have probably used Ruby longer than you've been alive at this point.
I know exactly what you're implying. It's getting fucking old, just drop it.
As old as you may...
Fuck off, Donnie. You are literally trying to pick a fight with Joe every fucking time. Now, for fuck's sakes. We talked about her moves and skill. Her discharge, from what I know, ignites her burn marks and does damage proportional to the number of stacks or some shit. I think that's good. Nothing much else to talk about. Where are we gonna fucking put her?
Well, I think B or A tier is good. You really need to synergize with her for this placement to make sense, though.
I'm just going to say A tier. I'm tired and want to sleep.
Ha!
All right, A tier it is then. Although I don't know how I feel about that, all things considered, but not like I can really complain. Well, this is it. This is our tier list.
And what a pile of shit it is. I mean, look at Shiro in S tier. That's fucking retarded.
Your persistence astounds me, Donnie.
Looking at this hot pile of shit is giving me cancer. I'm out of here. See you fuckers later.
Yo, what up, my broskies? Want to play some Black Ops 3 Origins?
You know, that sounds fucking good. I'll join up with you.
Same here, I'm game.
Hmm.